Imagine for a moment that you are not you. Imagine you woke up in another body, in another time. Imagine you became Adolf Hitler. What would you see? What would you feel? And where would you take the world? Sit with me on this audio journey, not to glorify him, but to understand how a monster thinks from the inside. Today is April 20th, 1939, your 50th birthday. Berlin is celebrating you. The streets are packed with hundreds of thousands of people chanting your name. Heil Hitler! Heil dem Führer! You stand on the balcony of the Reich Chancellery, looking out at this sea of humanity. You feel the power surging through your veins. This isn't ordinary love. This is religious devotion. You didn't just build a state, you built a new religion. Its God is Germany, and its prophet is you. You inhale the scent of expensive German perfumes wafting from the elite standing behind you, and you hear the thundering echo of soldiers' boots clicking in unison. Your wavy hair is still black, your iconic mustache is trimmed precisely. Your gaze is sharp, penetrating, looking towards the horizon, towards the future, towards the destiny you believe is yours. But how did you get here? Let's go back in time with me, to the years that shaped you. You aren't even German by birth. You were born in Austria, in a small town on the border. Your father, Alois, was a strict man, sometimes violent. He wanted you to be a civil servant like him, but you dreamed of something else. You dreamed of art. Picture yourself as a young man, sitting on a curb in Vienna, trying to sell your watercolor paintings to tourists. Hungry, dirty, rejected twice by the Academy of Fine Arts. You feel the bitterness seeping into your heart. In Vienna, you saw the Austro-Hungarian Empire, speaking 8 different languages, and you witnessed the different nationalities clashing. This is where your conviction formed. Great nations can only be built on racial purity. Then comes the Great Shock, World War I. You volunteer eagerly for the German army, finding a substitute homeland. In the trenches, you smell the gunpowder, the blood, and the stench of death. You carry messages between the front lines, facing danger, earning an Iron Cross First Class for bravery, a rare medal for a corporal of your rank. Then comes the end of the war. Germany collapses. It surrenders. You're lying in a hospital, temporarily blinded by a gas attack, and you hear the news. You feel like your body is being torn apart inside. For you, Germany wasn't defeated on the battlefield. It was stabbed in the back. Stabbed by politicians, Marxists, and most importantly, the Jews, whom you consider the eternal enemy. This feeling of betrayal, this rage, will become the fuel for your entire life. Now come back with me to 1939. The celebrations are over, and you're sitting in your lavish office in the new Reich Chancellery. Huge maps cover the table in front of you. You aren't just looking at Germany, you're looking at the world. One idea dominates your mind: living space, Lebensraum. Your people need room to live, resources, an empire worthy of their Aryan greatness. And you will get it. The army you built from scratch, defying the Treaty of Versailles, is the most powerful Europe has ever seen. But how will you use it? You summon your commanders. You don't really discuss things with them. You give orders. You rarely ask for the opinions of professional generals. You often see them as cowards, ossified, unable to grasp the greatness of your vision. You explain your plan: lightning war, Blitzkrieg. It relies on speed and shock. Your tanks, the panzers, won't just support the infantry, they'll spearhead into the enemy's flank, piercing their lines, encircling their armies, and sowing terror in the hearts of their soldiers. On September 1st, 1939, you launch the attack on Poland. Within weeks, Poland vanishes from the map. Then you turn west. In the spring of 1940, you sweep through Denmark and Norway, then the Netherlands and Belgium, and finally France. That great power that humiliated Germany in 1918 falls in just 46 days. You feel invincible. Your decisions descend from your heights like divine revelation. You write Führer directives, plans binding on the army, covering everything from divisional movements to the administration of occupied lands. You interfere in every minute detail. You are the mastermind. You are the genius the world acknowledges. But one thing still troubles you: Britain, that stubborn island. You plan Operation Sea Lion to invade it, but your navy can't handle transporting your tanks across the channel. So you order an aerial campaign to subdue them. But instead of breaking the British, their Royal Air Force holds out, and you're forced to cancel the invasion. For the first time, you taste defeat, even if you don't admit it. No matter, you'll turn east. This is the biggest decision. June 1941, you invade the Soviet Union. It's Operation Barbarossa, the largest military operation in human history. For you, it's not just a battle, it's an ideological war, a war of annihilation against Jewish Bolshevism. You order your troops to be brutal, take no prisoners, kill political commissars, Jews, anyone standing in your way. You smash deep into the Red Army's lines, capture hundreds of thousands, and advance towards Moscow and Leningrad. Then comes winter. You underestimated the Russian winter. You thought your army would win before the cold set in. Your soldiers shiver in their summer uniforms. Your tanks get bogged down in mud and snow. You decide to change the plan, splitting your forces. Instead of pushing directly for Moscow, you order the attack on the Caucasus for its oil, and on Stalingrad for the enemy's prestige. You are convinced your iron will can break the back of reality. But reality is stronger. At Stalingrad, your army is surrounded. Your entire Sixth Army is destroyed. After that, the tide turns. The Red Army advances, and you retreat. You refuse tactical withdrawals, ordering your troops to stand fast unto death. It is the Führer's will, and hundreds of thousands die because of it. Now come with me to the journey's end. April 1945, Berlin. The tables have turned completely. 6 years ago, you celebrated your 50th birthday in glory, and today you celebrate your 56th underground. In the Führer bunker, imagine yourself there. Small concrete rooms, dim lighting, air thick with the smell of sweat and fear. Above you, Red Army shells thunder. The ground trembles constantly, dust falling from the ceiling with each approaching explosion. You're sitting on a sofa, your right hand trembling involuntarily from Parkinson's disease, your face pale, bloated, two red eyes staring at maps that no longer mean anything. Your allies have betrayed you. Your leaders have fled or died. That man who thought he would build a 1,000-year empire has become a rat burrowing in his final hole. Mussolini, your friend and ally, was killed and strung up with his mistress in Milan. You hear the news, and your terror deepens. You refuse to end up like that, a corpse on display. On April 30th, you make the decision. It's only a matter of time before Soviet soldiers storm the bunker. You marry Eva Braun, your loyal companion all these years. You hear the gunfire getting closer. You go into your personal study. Eva sits beside you on the sofa. She takes a cyanide capsule, puts it in her mouth, bites down, then she collapses. You look at her for a moment, then you take out your 7.65mm pistol. You place it against your right temple. In this final moment, who are you? Are you the conqueror who wanted to reshape the world? Or just a failed soldier running from his responsibility? You pull the trigger. The bullet crashes into your skull. You fall. Your blood stains the French-style sofa you were sitting on moments before. Minutes later, your aides open the door. The smell of bitter almonds fills the room, the smell of cyanide. They carry your body and Eva's up to the garden of the Chancellery above the bunker, pour gasoline over you, and set it on fire. Your body burns. He who considered himself a demigod turns to ash amidst the burning rubble of Berlin. Then the Soviets arrive and find the remains. Your jawbone, that skull through which the greatest ideas and most horrific crimes once passed, is eventually placed in a simple plastic box. and your final remains are dumped into the River Elbe, merging with the waters of the Germany you loved. Now come back to yourself. The journey is over. You experienced a moment of euphoria and a moment of utter collapse. You listened to the story of a man who thought he was the master of history, but history had other plans. He left behind ruin and 50 million dead. The question is for you now, what stops any human from walking this path? What protects you from becoming the monster? Maybe just circumstances, or maybe something deeper, the voice of conscience you choose to listen to.